Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting new video for you. It's one a lot of you guys have been waiting for. We're gonna start getting into the fitness side of motocross. I'm really stoked to announce that I've partnered up with one of my longtime sponsors, Steel Supplements, as well as one of my new sponsors, Polar Global Watches, to bring you guys a series of off-the-bike fitness videos for you guys to utilize this off-season so that when the spring rolls around, you're stronger, fitter, and faster, and you're ready to hop on the bike, destroy your buddies at the local race, get qualified for Loretta Lynn. Maybe you're going after your first pro national, or maybe you just like to ride for fun. Whatever it is, we're gonna make sure that you're fit, strong, ready to go, and ready to tackle this new season. So I'm really stoked to partner up with Steel and Polar on this series of fitness videos for you guys. You can see behind me, I use Steel supplement products every single day when I'm going to the gym and when I'm out riding. And I literally wear my Polar Vantage M every single moment of every day, whether I'm in the gym, riding my dirt bike, or just walking around. So those are two companies I really believe in. Really happy to have them in my corner and happy to have them interested in helping me make some content for you guys. As always, I've got some discount codes down below in the description so you guys can head over, try out some of those products for yourself, and get some money off on them. But anyways, let's jump into this video. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, we're not gonna actually be doing a workout today. I just wanna talk to you guys about what is the absolute best workout for motocross, and you guys have probably heard me talk about it in a couple other videos, some of my training vlogs, and that is the HIIT style workout. So I'm gonna go over what a HIIT workout is, why it's so great for motocross, and how you guys can start doing it right now so that you're ready to go for the spring. So let's jump into it. First of all, what the heck is a HIIT workout? Well, HIIT stands for high intensity interval training, and the concept behind it is pretty easy. As you can probably guess from the name, it's just intervals of high intense exercises followed by periods of rest. There's a ton of different ways to do a HIIT workout, a ton of different programs and everything, but I'm going to take you guys through one that I've developed specifically for you guys that's going to imitate kind of your race weekend so you can maximize what you're getting out of your gym workouts. So I'll quickly jump into the HIIT workout format, and then I'll go into why it's so good for motocross. Of course, before every single workout, I do at least 10 minutes of warming up, whether it's on the exercise bike, elliptical, stair stepper, or just some incline walking on the treadmill. Make sure you get warmed up, stretched out really good so that your muscles are ready to go and so that you don't injure yourself. So now onto the format that I've made specifically for you guys. You're gonna have 3 different rotations of 4 exercises. So you're gonna have rotation 1, rotation 2, and rotation 3 with 5 minutes of rest between each rotation. Within each rotation, you're gonna have 4 different exercises, and these exercises are aimed at getting your heart rate really high. They're not necessarily strength-based. They can be stuff like burpees, jumping jacks, high knees, push-ups, pull-ups, stuff like that. It's mostly body weight stuff. You're not really going to be using any weights for this. The goal is to just get your whole body involved and get your heart rate really high, and I'll explain why later. So you have 4 exercises, and you're going to do each one for 30 seconds with a maximum of 10 seconds of break between each exercise. Now, if you don't want to use that 10 seconds, you don't have to. You can get right into the next one, but it's basically just a 10 seconds to get the next one set up if you have to. Otherwise, just jump right into it. So you're going to do 30 seconds of exercise 1 and then a 10-second break. 30 seconds of exercise 2, 10-second break, 30 seconds of exercise 3, 10-second break, 30 seconds of exercise 4, and then a 1-minute break before you start the set again. And you're gonna do that a total of 3 times. Once you finish your 3rd set of the first rotation, you give yourself a whole 5 minutes before you jump into rotation 2, and you do the exact same thing with 4 different exercises. So you'll do 30 seconds of exercise 5, 10 seconds break, so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. And then, of course, when you're done with round 3, you want to make sure you do some cool down cardio and do some really good stretching. Now we can get into why HIIT workouts are so good for motocross. For this one, think back to like high school or college biology classes, and you may remember your professors talking about aerobic and anaerobic cellular respiration. I know it's terrible, but just bear with me here. It's important to go over a very brief understanding of the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration so that you guys can understand why HIIT workouts are so useful for motocross. So as you guys know, your muscles have stores of sugar in them. It's basically glucose and glycogen, which glycogen is just long strings of glucose. If you didn't know, now you know. And those sugars are just resting there, ready to be turned into ATP, which is basically energy that your body uses to perform muscular functions. So anytime you tighten your muscles, you're using ATP to form that action. Cellular respiration is the process by which your body turns that glucose into ATP. And there are 2 forms of it, aerobic and anaerobic. So on the left we have aerobic, and that means in the presence of oxygen. Over on the right we have anaerobic, that means without oxygen. So under aerobic conditions, your body takes that glucose that's stored in your cells and takes it through a process called glycolysis, which breaks it down into pyruvate. This pyruvate then enters the citric acid cycle, and the byproducts from the citric acid cycle start the electron transport chain, which ultimately results in the production of 38 ATP molecules. So just to recap, in aerobic conditions, in the presence of oxygen, you're gonna form 38 ATP per molecule of glucose that's stored in your cell. All right, now moving on to anaerobic. Your body's working so hard that your blood can't supply oxygen quickly enough to your muscles, and you start to go into anaerobic conditions. Now, oxygen is needed to take glucose down the glycolysis pathway and turn it into pyruvate. When there's not oxygen, instead of doing glycolysis, your body takes that glucose and does what's called fermentation, which only produces 2 ATP per molecule of glucose. So as you can see, there's a huge difference between the amount of energy that your body produces under anaerobic and aerobic conditions. Not only is it very inefficient to perform anaerobically, your cells also produce lactic acid as a byproduct of the fermentation. I'm sure you guys have heard of lactic acid before. It's what builds up in your muscles under very strenuous activity. It kind of makes your muscles feel painful and weak. It just kind of fatigues you. Even if your muscles aren't tired, it'll make your muscles feel tired. It's not necessarily the only cause of arm pump, but it can definitely amplify the feeling of arm pump because your forearm will just load up with lactic acid and it'll really fatigue the muscles, make your grip strength really loose, and it'll just not allow you to hold on as tight. So I'm sure you guys have all experienced that before. So obviously under ideal normal conditions, your body will be performing aerobically, and this will happen from, you know, resting heart rate all the way up to mid to high zone 4 when your heart rate is like 160, 170. But when your heart rate jumps into zone 5, you know, you're at the very peak high end of your heart rate. That's when your blood flow can't quite supply enough oxygen to your muscles and you start performing anaerobically. This happens all the time in motocross. You know, most people have a max heart rate of about 180 to 200. And if you've ever watched a supercross program, you know, sometimes they'll put a heart rate monitor on the pros and send them out on a supercross track, and you'll see their heart rate is steady at 190 for like 3 whole laps, which is just insane. Your body's not meant to do that because, like I said, it's very inefficient use of the glucose that's in your muscles. And once you use up all that glucose, you're pretty much screwed. That's when you become extremely fatigued and tired. Some people call it bonking. If you've ever bonked on a long bicycle or run before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And you have to eat sugar in order to replenish those glycogen stores in your muscles. Unfortunately, going anaerobic is pretty much unavoidable in motocross. You know, on the first lap, if you're battling with somebody, maybe there's a really tricky section on the track, like if you're at Millville and you're going through the Millville whoops or something like that, really spikes your heart rate and gets you anaerobic, and you need to train your body how to recover from that, get your heart rate back down once you're out of that strenuous condition, and pump all that lactic acid out of your muscles. And that's exactly where the HIIT workout comes in. If you train your body a certain way long enough, it'll remember what to do in those really high stress situations, which is exactly why I use HIIT workouts to supplement my riding. The goal of a HIIT workout is to get your heart rate extremely high up into anaerobic conditions while you're doing the exercises, and then in that 1 minute of break between exercises, you want to see your heart rate recover. And that's why it's so important to wear a heart rate monitor, like a Polar Fitness watch, just some way to monitor your heart rate so that while you're doing those exercises, you can make sure you're doing exercises that get your heart rate up into anaerobic zones, and then that 1 minute of rest in between is meant to let your heart rate recover before going right back into anaerobic conditions. The first couple times, your heart rate isn't gonna recover that much. Maybe in those anaerobic blocks, your heart rate's gonna be like 180, and then it's only gonna drop to 160 during that 1 minute of rest. But as you do more and more HIIT workouts, you'll see that your body is getting better and better at recovering from those anaerobic states. And you can see here's a workout that I just did earlier today. You can see my heart rate gets up into zone 5 around 172, 173, and then just in 1 minute of break, it comes all the way back down into like the middle or bottom of zone 2. And that is what you want to see during these HIIT workouts. Like I said, that's why it's so important to wear a heart rate monitor with every single workout, because it's really hard to guess what your heart rate exactly is. Sometimes I'll write up a HIIT workout for myself with all the exercises filled in, and I'll go out and do them, and it feels like I'm doing a lot of work, but I'll look at my heart rate monitor and see that my heart rate's only at like 150, and I know that I need to supplement in higher heart rate activities for the next rotation so that I get up into those anaerobic states so that I can teach my body how to recover really nicely, get back into that aerobic zone, flush out that lactic acid so that you can get right back into it, chase down your buddies, and lay the smack down on them. So there we go. I gave you guys a really good HIIT style format for motocross. told you guys why HIIT style workouts are so great for motocross and why you guys should start doing them right now so that you're ready to go in the spring. In the next video, I'll actually do a HIIT workout with you guys, show you guys one of my favorite full body HIIT workouts that I do at least once a week, and give you guys a whole list of exercises that you guys can kind of substitute in and form your own HIIT workouts to do either at home or at the gym or whatever it is. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, huge thank you to Steel Supplements and Polar Global Watches. The discount code for Steel Supplements will be up on the screen right now. Highly recommend you guys pick up one of these watches. Like I said, it's invaluable for motocross racing and just for sports in general. It can really take your training to the next level. You can work a lot smarter and get way more done in an hour than you could have without one. So highly recommend you guys pick one up. Like I said, this is the Polar Vantage M in a sick red colorway to match my Honda. Really stoked to be paired up with these two companies on this series of videos. Hopefully you guys are gonna find them super useful. As always, let me know if you like this video. Let me know what kind of workouts you want to see next. We're gonna be getting into a HIIT workout here shortly, and I'm gonna be doing a bunch of road biking and mountain biking and show you guys how you can use those to your advantage for motocross. And we're just gonna get into a sick series here. So hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go out there, do your first HIIT workout. Let me know how it is, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.